Hey everybody, how are we doing tonight? I'm doing good. This is the Monday Night Raw review for June 13th, 2011. A day late. I'm sorry for that, but here we go. Little warning right off the bat, this is going to be a long-ass vid. This was a 3-hour Raw, and I'm going to talk a little bit about capital punishment. So if you don't make it all the way through with me, or you want to put it off to another day, or you just got something against long reviews and long vids, sorry, wait for the next one. Start off the all-star 3-hour Monday Night Raw with the announcement that Cena is going to face CM Punk as the main event of the show. Miz starts off the show, comes out, talks about Alex Riley being a fraud, says he's going to show Alex Riley how to be a man, and calls out Steve Austin. Austin comes out, tells off the Miz quite properly for a couple minutes, sets up a Piper's Pit for later in the night with Miz and Alex Riley before their match this Sunday. Miz leaves all pissed off and thoroughly made a fool of, and Alberto del Rio comes in. Doesn't get to say very much because Austin sets up Alberto del Rio versus Kane to avenge what Alberto del Rio did to his partner, The Big Show. Alberto del Rio surprisingly looks really good against Kane, but he just doesn't stop. He has him in the armbar and won't let go. He's disqualified. Excuse me. Quite quickly, Big Show comes in, miraculously healed from being hit by a car, beats the shit out of Ricardo Rodriguez. Austin chimes in on the Titantron, makes Alberto del Rio versus Big Show at Capital Punishment this Sunday. The theme of the night is basically they put Capital Punishment together tonight. It has to be said. That's how it goes. Daniel Bryan, Cara, and Ezekiel Jackson take on Wade Barrett, Ted DiBiase, and Cody Rhodes. It was just a mess, and they had the stupid Sin Cara orange and blue lights in the ring, so there was a lot of the action in this match you couldn't even make out, which was unfortunate. Sin Cara gets the pin on Wade Barrett for his team, and we move on. Hornswoggle is in the ring. He's having a lot of fun. He's got the t-shirt gun, the merchandise gun. He's throwing stuff into the crowd and whatever, and they only show that on television when the person doing it is about to get attacked. R-Truth comes out, confronts Hornswoggle, gets shot with the t-shirt gun, and then beats the crap out of Hornswoggle. Austin then says, hey, you're going to face Morrison tonight because you took him out 6 or 8 weeks ago. So we have that to look forward to. Then we have Santino Marella and Sheamus. Basically a squash match, other than this match was meant to, I guess, announce that Sheamus is going to start using the Cloverleaf submission move. I got nothing. Santino, I used to say, belongs strictly on Superstars. Santino belongs in the darkest dark match you can find. And by dark match, I mean out in the parking lot while Raw is going on with guys that look good in the arenas. Oh yes. Not very impressed with Mr. Marella at all, am I? Orton comes to the ring, calls out Christian. He's all pissed off and whatnot. Christian shows up on the Titantron instead and makes a comparison between him and Randy Orton, basically saying that Randy Orton has been born with a silver spoon in his mouth and has had the industry handed to him, whereas he's worked his ass off for 17 years, which most hardcore Christian fans would somewhat agree with. Randy Orton says, yeah, why don't you just come out here and ride my coattails as if I am Edge, which was, that was great. They're about to confront each other in the ring when the general manager dings through and says, we all know you have a concussion, Randy Orton, from your attack by Christian. You will not fight tonight. If you try to fight Christian tonight, you will be stripped of the title. So, Austin returns and says instead Christian is going to fight Rey Mysterio. And Booker T joins the announce booth for no particular reason, I guess. Rey Mysterio takes on Christian. They announce that Rey is going to take on Punk once again at Capital Punishment. Christian looks strong through the whole match, but gets disqualified, which is, it's the Alberto del Rio and Kane thing all over again. Second time tonight. Nexus comes out to intimidate Rey, and Nexus and Christian put a nice little beat down on Rey Mysterio. We switch back to backstage where we see Austin dealing with Dolph Ziggler and Vicky Guerrero. Dolph Ziggler is demanding a U.S. title match. Austin tells him, you can have your U.S. title match if you ditch Vicky Guerrero as your manager, whatever they're saying she is now. And he says yes. Vicky goes nuts. Austin says that he's kidding. He already signed the match earlier on that day. We will see Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston at Capital Punishment. R-Truth versus Morrison. Truth goes out, starts shooting his mouth off. Morrison doesn't come out. Truth goes to the back and finds Morrison already down in the aisleway. The assumption being that R-Truth put a beat down on him before the segment started, and stands over him, talks some shit about him, acts like he's walking away, grabs an equipment cart and runs it into him, and we go to commercial break. So we saw Morrison back for 5 minutes or so. 4 out of those 5 minutes he spent on the floor. Dolph Ziggler and Swagger versus Bourne and Kofi Kingston, before which they do a really awesome Dolph Ziggler highlight reel. And if you ever doubted what I've said before, that Dolph Ziggler is a reincarnation of Badass Billy Gunn, go back and watch this video package, because the more you watch of these highlights, the more you see it. It was a great tag team match overall, which I was surprised by, because I don't have much time for Swagger, as most of you know, and Kofi Kingston is kind of hit and miss. Swagger versus Bourne, Dolph Ziggler versus Bourne alone would have been awesome. We've already seen it, but I didn't expect much from the tag team match, and it surprised me, which is awesome. They announced that The Rock has won the Guy's Choice Award for Best Ass Kicker in his for his contributions to the movie Fast 5. Always good. I'd like to point out that in the intro to Raw, there are little splices of Rock footage in the intro video package Nickelback thing at the beginning of Raw, so really, really outlining the fact that he is back and he is a part of the scene and he could pop out at any moment. We have Piper's Pit, and all I have on my sheet here is Piper is awesome. Buddies up to Alex Riley, makes him look like $1 million, tears a hole in the Miz. Miz and Piper actually decide that they are going to have a match with $5,000 on the line. The match is made by Austin, and Alex Riley is made the ref. Alex Riley beats down the Miz and helps Piper with a quick pin, and Piper is now $5,000 richer. Great little segment. It did not go too long, but I cannot say enough about Piper. He could show up every couple of months and I'd be happy. Same thing with Austin, for that matter. At one point, they were talking about Tough Enough, and they did a recap of last week's announcement of Andy's win. And one of the announcers, I can't say which one, said something along the lines of, Tough Enough was great, I can't wait for Season 2. I will have to agree. I had my reservations after seeing what a clusterfuck they've made of NXT, but Tough Enough was actually pretty cool, other than the fact that I didn't like who won. And, well, every time we have a 3-hour Raw, we have the additional challenge of how many divas can we throw in the ring at once. And this time, it was 14, as Tamina, Alicia Fox, Rosa Mendez, Melina, Maurice, and Brie and Nikki Bella take on Kelly Kelly, Eve Torres, Gail Kim, Caitlyn, AJ, Beth Phoenix, and Natalya Neidhart. 28 of my favorites, and if you can do the math on that, chuckle along with me. Ha ha ha. The faces win, obviously. The faces also do a chorus line to celebrate their win, which was a little campy, but it was amusing nonetheless. Austin comes back out saying he has a big announcement to make. Comes out on his little smoking skull ATV, which is a lot of fun. We all know when Austin first started riding that thing around, chasing Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar around the SmackDown arena, which was great and good times. And here, have a beer, he's interrupted by the general manager's alert, and Cole is shitting a brick, not even wanting to read what the general manager has to say. So instead of hearing from the general manager, Austin announces that next week will be another excuse me, 3-hour show. Power to the people. In other words, it's another People's Choice Raw. Austin takes the general manager laptop with him, takes it to the entranceway, douses it in beer, breaks it in half, and runs his ATV over it. Punk Cena is a match we've seen before. I'm not a fan of Cena, as you all fully well know, but the crowd was absolutely rabid for this match. Better than I've seen in Raw in a long, long, long time. The Let's Go Cena, Cena Sucks chants was loud and sustained and did not die through this entire match enough that it has to be said. Even Michael Cole at one point was saying, I wish these people would shut up so I could get a word in. And that's legitimate, isn't it? Really, really, really happy to see Punk look dominant through most of this match. Even though he's not going to be the one facing Cena on Sunday, it's nice to see that, Cena is not Super Cena all the time. Truth goes out into the crowd, steals some kid's hat, threatens to hit him with a bottle of water there, and Cena's obviously distracted, and GTS gets the win for Punk, and then Truth takes out Cena, and that is the triumphant scene that we see as we end off Raw. That was a 3-hour Raw rundown, faster than I thought I was going to do it. Wins, fails, and MVP. I didn't write them down, but I'm just gonna wing it. Return of Piper's Pit, awesome. Piper doing things the right way, making Alex Riley and The Miz look important, and letting him be in the background of making those new young guys look good. Speaking of the young guys looking good, the Swagger Dolph Ziggler, Evan Bourne, Kofi Kingston match in general was just a great match. Dolph Ziggler shone like a motherfucker in that match. What else? I'm going to give a big win to the fact that I don't have much to give a fail to on this show. I don't have many fails, therefore that is a win. Could have done without the Kane Del Rio match. Could have done without the Swagger Sheamus match, just because they were boring as hell. The Divas match was a Divas match. It was 14 women that walked in, that took longer being announced and getting to the ring than it took them to win their match. So that was that. I guess that's a fail. I don't really know what else. I'm going to give MVP of June 13th to Dolph Ziggler again, just because of his effort in that match. I'm going to give a small second in the MVP category for the very first time since I've started doing win, fail, and MVP to CM Punk, just because to see him look that dominant against Cena made me smile. Alright, that's the end of Raw. Looking forward very quickly to Capital Punishment, because I don't know if later in the week I will have time to do a proper preview video, so I'll do it here, and I will do it now. Rey Mysterio versus CM Punk. We've seen it. We know what to expect from the match. We know they can put on matches that are thoroughly, thoroughly watchable. If Rey wins, it'll be because Rey's the mini Cena. If CM Punk wins, it won't be cleanly because he'll have the Nexus. I would love to see CM Punk get a clean victory in this. I doubt it'll be booked that way. World Heavyweight Championship match, Randy Orton versus Christian. What a lot of people are saying, both on the review shows and here in the YWC, this match will be a whole lot different from their first two, being that the first two matches were out of respect, and now it's out of, Christian being a heel and Randy wanting to destroy him. I wouldn't mind seeing Randy go over in this match. I want Christian to get his big win at a bigger pay-per-view. I would love to see Christian get his win in his first more than 1 week long title reign at, say, a SummerSlam or a Survivor Series. Make it a bigger moment. Let him develop this heel persona that's only a week and a half old at the most. WWE Championship, John Cena versus R-Truth. Take a guess which way I want this one to go. I love what they're doing with R-Truth's with his heel character. I think it's amazing. I think it's amusing and intense at the same time, which is a hard thing to do from somebody that we never thought 6 months ago would be in the main event picture. I'm really curious as to whether they're going to give him the ball, even if they give it to him for a night, even if he wins it on Sunday and he loses it on Monday. I do not care. I would love to see R-Truth win this match, but I don't see it happening. United States Championship, Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is impressive. I was really hoping they were going to pull Vicky off him for real and let him be his own guy. If they pull the trigger on him tonight and give him the U.S. Championship belt, that'll be great. If they wait until he gets rid of Vicky Guerrero so that it can be an even bigger moment, even better. But I would love to see Dolph Ziggler win this match. No word of a lie. Intercontinental Championship, Wade Barrett and Ezekiel Jackson, two big guys going at it. So you know I don't really care that much. I can't stand Wade Barrett, so I guess I'll say I want Ezekiel Jackson to win it, but it really doesn't matter to me. Big Show versus Alberto del Rio. It's another one of those matches where either way it doesn't really matter. If Alberto del Rio wins, he beat a monster, and it's unbelievable. And if the Big Show beats Alberto del Rio, it's like, okay, good for you. You're he's half your size. Way to squash somebody half your size. Yeah. Alex Riley versus The Miz. This will be the dark horse match of the night. This is the one that I am looking forward to, other than Orton and Christian. Alex Riley is the fastest rising babyface character and the character WWE universe has gotten behind the fastest in a long, long time. And they're doing it up against their newest, most successful heel, in my opinion. And the attitudes of both of them, these guys play off each other so well. They've been spending so much time together, albeit when they were on the same page, that their attitudes mimic each other so well that the attitude and the intensity in this match I can picture being off the charts. I am a Miz fan, but he doesn't need the win. Alex Riley needs the win to cement his rising to that level. I want to see Alex Riley win this match. So, there you go. I want Punk to win. I want Orton to win. I want Truth to win. I want Ziggler to win. I want Jackson to win. I really don't care if Alberto Del Rio beats the Big Show. And I want A-Rai to beat The Miz. That's my preview, unless they announce something else brand spanking new on SmackDown. I gotta say, it's the first time in a long time that we've had the WWE, the World Title, the Intercontinental Championship, the U.S. Championship, all defended on one pay-per-view. So if we throw the women's division and the tag team division on there, this will be a loaded pay-per-view for one that's not one of the big four in the pay-per-view category, being WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. So it's gonna... I don't care about every match, like I've said, but it's shaping up to be a really, really decent card. If I don't talk to you guys until after Capital Punishment, have a good week. If I manage to squeeze another video in before then, I will see you then. I have been Spaz. Subscribe up there, talk down there, let me know what you think, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.